Hi everyone, and welcome to another segment of Mishti Talk. Cheers to you, Ginny.
Cheers.
We're at this beautiful place today. Where are we?
We are at Oatlands House. It's such a stunning venue, one of my favourite places, a part of the Navarra group. And we just popped one of my favourite bottles of Laurent Perrier Rosé. Love a good glass of rosé. It goes down just so smooth. Should we have a taste?
Let's have a taste. Let's go for it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to you guys.
Oh, isn't that refreshing?
Oh my God. I can drink the whole bottle myself.
It's just what I needed today because I'm really not feeling 100% today, but
you're soldiering on. You're still here.
with the power of makeup and yes, my willpower.
Your willpower and power of the soul.
That's right.
So speaking of power of the soul, what we're going to be discussing at our Mishti Talk today is about emotional intelligence. I feel that a lot of people in this day and age are so living on the surface for whatever reason. Just not lacking depth, but just really not aware.
Yeah, not self-aware, not aware of their other relationships, not socially aware. They're just sort of going on with the flow, part of the rat race, waking up.
Skating through life.
Yeah, it's sort of like a machine.
Yeah.
And not exactly going within to have that awareness.
Yeah, exactly. So what does emotional intelligence mean for you, Indira?
Well, I think it's, first of all, I always say put yourself first. So self-awareness is the main thing, what I think about when it comes to emotional intelligence. Obviously, there's social awareness of everybody around you and things like that. But first of all, you've got to hone in on the skills of self-awareness.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Spot on with that. And how have you personally gotten to that stage?
Well, it's taken a lot of time. I've first put on a lot of me time, a lot of alone time to myself, really got to know myself. I mean, it sounds really silly, how do you not know yourself? But a lot of people really don't know themselves, do they? To that depth.
Yeah, true. Very, very true. I think for me personally, I felt like in the last maybe 5 to 6 years, my self-awareness has just gone to another level. It sounds a little bit strange. I feel like I take a step back from myself, I look from outside in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Look at the JINNIE that was, 5 years ago.
Yeah, so like, hindsight's obviously a very powerful thing.
Yeah.
But even in certain situations, I remove my mind from myself and I take a look at myself from like the outside in and think, oh my God, how am I coming across to certain people? Like, how am I reacting to certain situations and things like that, And I feel, for me personally, that has changed quite a bit. I think a big part of that has to do with certain family, issues and things I've events I've gone through that has, like loss of loved ones. And I've, gone through a tough time for, 3 years in a row where I've had, sickness in the family of loss of loved ones, which has really kind of made me hit rock bottom and then has allowed me to rebuild myself from there. Yeah.
Because, once you hit rock bottom, you can't go any further down.
Exactly.
The only thing is to, make yourself again, rebuild yourself. And you can rebuild the beauty of it is that you can rebuild yourself in any way that you want.
Absolutely. And I think a big part of what we're doing is, our journey sort of, you can rebuild yourself at any time, at any stage, of your life.
Yeah.
And I think a different chapters of your life demands a different version of yourself. You have to continue to evolve and grow, right?
Yeah, that's true. You can't be the same person that you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago. You need to change with the time, change with the circumstances, and that's very important as part of emotional intelligence there.
Yeah, and I'm finding as a result of that journey that it's really difficult for me to connect or communicate with certain people who lack emotional intelligence. I just feel like I'm just tuned out.
Yeah,
I just can't talk to you.
You just take your phone out and do your own thing. But it's true.
I'm just like, how can you just be so oblivious to life, and things sort of like around you, oblivious to yourself and to the people around you. Not to say they're bad people, but they're just so on the surface. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing more. Like once you scratch the surface, it's like that's as far as it goes. You know what I mean? So and empathy is also very big, big thing as well. So, I'm not perfect by any standards, but,
You're
when...
perfect for me.
Oh, thank you. I love you. This is a really funny example, but when I'm PMSing, as we all women do at that time of month. And usually, I think back in the days, I didn't really realise why I was so overly irritable and whatnot. But I can actually feel the PMS come on and I'm like, okay, if something happens that doesn't go my way, don't be, reactive and just absolutely lose it. Just take a step back, breathe, assess the situation before you kind of lose it at someone.
You just reminded me of something funny. So me and my friends, right before PMSing, when you start feeling the pain, when you're ovulating, we call it laying an egg. We're like, I just laid an egg. And then so that's the signal that watch out, everybody.
Watch out, yeah. But but I think now I'm actually aware that's coming on. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, if someone's kind of rubbing you the wrong way or things are not going your way, don't kind of go scorched earth and overreact and everything like that.
Yeah.
So take a step back to assess and have a think about it, which I didn't used to do previously. I was a very reactive person. That's sort of doesn't
just calm down a lot.
Yes. Well, I am a Taurus, by nature.
Very stubborn.
Very stubborn and fiery. That's just me. But I think, being able to sort of hit rock bottom and rebuild myself from there has allowed me to kind of be more self-aware and have that level of emotional intelligence. And I think those people naturally gravitate towards other people who are self-aware and at that level. But in general, I just find people who are kind of just skating through life gravitate towards people who are of at that level of emotional intelligence.
Yeah. That's so true. They're soul tribe.
Yeah, like they're just kind of like attracting, like, you know, all these people, like, you know, gravitating towards them because they want what they have, like in that, you know,
they mirror
that
each
vibe.
other's behavior.
Yeah. So, and I find although, you know, they, I guess, exude this like strength, like this inner strength within them. Not that to say that they don't, you know, break down when certain things happen in their life, but there's just the ability to sort of like process and just come back is just astounding. You know, there are certain people like in my life that, you know, I look up to that, you know, have helped me with my journey, and I just think, wow, like...
And they bounce back.
They bounce back. You know, the attitude just kind of like, Yep,
get on with it.
Get on with it instead of like having a pity party.
Yeah,
this pity party, like, you know, everyone's going through stuff. So, you know, it's a choice whether you want to keep, I guess, you know, being in that, at that level of, I feel sorry for me and, oh my God, my life, and, oh, things are not going to get better. Like, and you can't expect other people to fix your problems either.
No. So you've got two choices, pretty much. You control the situation or the situation controls you.
Absolutely.
Either way, the situation is still going to be there. So it's how you look at it, and it's about perspective as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And also I think on, you know, on the dating front,
yes,
I think a lot of women, from what I've been hearing in conversations, that a lot of men sort of are lacking, you know, both men and women are lacking that emotional intelligence. And I think that's a big factor in why they're not actually connecting. That connection's just like not happening because that level of emotional intelligence is like not there.
Yeah, because you need to connect on every level.
Yeah.
But right now what everyone's doing is just, you know, scathing through and just looking at the surface. So they're just connecting on a physical level. Not at an emotional, spiritual, financial. They're not looking at the whole picture. They're just like, oh yeah, you're hot. Let's you know, get on with it. And then later on they realize they can't even have a conversation with the other person.
Yeah, that's a very big issue.
They don't. Yeah.
Because they're just too used to communicating with emojis.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? It's just like, people, you can use actual words.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't mean that you're, you know, like catching feelings, or you're just, you know, it's okay to be emotionally vulnerable. It doesn't mean you're weak.
I think it means you're very strong because you're being raw and you're letting yourself, you know, you're presenting yourself out.
Yeah, you're articulating yourself, you're expressing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not saying like, you know, go sort of gone girl, like, you know, crazy. But yeah, like both guys and girls, I think it's okay to express yourself and be vulnerable, you know, with each other.
Yeah, of course, especially if it's a serious relationship. There's no point just being on the surface.
Yeah, but even as time goes along though, like, do you want to be really wasting time with people that you don't really connect with on that, at that level, you know, as well? So, you know. Yeah.
So what are some of the ways that you can sort of improve or work on your emotional intelligence? What do you think?
I mean, I'm not an expert by any means in this subject matter, but from my like personal experience, you just have to really do a lot of reflection, and you need to really assess how you are reacting to certain situations in your life. Yeah. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, well, like it's not going to happen. So it's a lot of self-assessment, self-reflection, yes,
and also reflect and assessment of those that are around you and the environment that you put yourself in, because, you know, the friends and family that you hang out with, there are chances that their influence is rubbing off on you as well, and you're becoming like them.
But how you choosing to react to people around you, how you choosing to react to certain situations in your life, you know, all those play a big factor in your growth of emotional intelligence. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think it's just more like, okay, this has happened, or you've shed someone from your life, am I going to break down and just, you know, like, you can have your moment, like, not to say you can't have your moment.
Yeah, of course you can break down.
You can break down, it's fine.
I've had breakdowns,
yeah, of course. Like,
I've
you're
built
human.
myself up again.
Yeah, you're human, but keep it moving.
You have to.
Keep it moving. Do you know what I mean?
But having said that, don't be like, oh, I can only break down for half an hour or one day or whatever. You know, you take your time. Everyone has their own timeline.
Of course.
And when you're ready, you come out again, but you rebuild yourself and you transform and you become something totally different. You're never the same person.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
But, I just think that, you know, as you're growing and evolving in that, at that level, your circle also tends to kind of like
shrink.
Just, become smaller.
I better always be, Miss.
You always will be, darling. Cheers to
Cheers
that.
So on that note, we're gonna
demolish this bottle of delicious Laurent Perrier rosé.
Yes.
So tune in, guys, and subscribe to our channel, To Mishti, if you haven't already. Please like and comment and give us your feedback. We would absolutely love to hear from you.
All right. On that note,
Signing off.
signing off.